Well, did it affect your father in any way? You haven't talked a lot about him, but he was running that shop during this time.
And
Do
sure,
you,
he was in business, of course.
did,
And
do you remember anything from that time?
but he was. I drank drunk. Oh my God, I drank both from both leaves.
Don't worry about it.
And Dad didn't seem to be. You know, he was all business, and he didn't. I don't know. I never could. You could never really get real close to him. Although Rhea did.
You too?
Yeah, and I guess
Because
I did too.
Edie and Rhea were really close to Dad
Yeah.
because in those days he would let them go down to 4th Street where the fabrics were available, and he would buy these wonderful silk fabrics for
Yeah.
the linings of the
Joan and
fur
Nada
coats.
wasn't. I don't know whether they were on Forestry, but they were expensive. They had beautiful silk
Right.
linings for the fur coats.
So
Yeah.
Edie and Rhea had access to it. They could just go there and buy
Buy the fabrics for
and
gowns or whatever.
have Miss Miller make up whatever they had. And so they were all very complimentary about Dad. I didn't have that good experience with him because
Thing went on.
Oh, did?
it seems that everything I wanted to do, Dad was against.
Oh, you wanted to do certain things that you would be against, I guess.
Well, because I wanted to be a dancer,
Yeah.
and I went to New York to learn how to be a dancer.
He didn't like that.
And
He said that was not a thing for you, for a nice Jewish girl to do.
that was his excuse. Nice Jewish girls do not dance and they do not sing with an orchestra because when I came back from New York, I had an offer to sing with a local orchestra, and he said, nice Jewish girls don't sing with orchestras. So I had to stand up the guy. I mean, we were supposed to open on that night at the Ben Franklin. They
Yeah.
had a,
The hotel there.
it was opening.
Down on Chestnut Street,
Yeah.
that Ben Franklin Hotel, still there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Probably.
But it was very discouraging to me that everything that I wanted to do, he was against. And then, of course, when I started to date Joe, who was Catholic, and Dad said, I don't want him to come to the house. I said, okay, I'll meet him in town, but I won't stop seeing him. So I did. I met him in town, and
And then when you were going to get married, I
And then-
remember.
You remember that, Aunt Ruth, too?
Yeah.
And you came to Dad and told him that you're going to marry Joe.
And he said, and I was in the sitting room upstairs
Yeah.
ironing some last minute things to pack because I was meeting Joe in Louisville, Kentucky, because he was in the Army and he was stationed near there. And Dad came in the sitting room and said, Janie, don't do it. You'll have a fight someday and he'll call you a dirty Jew. So I was in tears and I said, Dad, just let me alone. I'm going and I don't care what you say. And so I did. And Joe was in the service and I joined him down there. And when we came home after he was discharged, we had no apartment, no place to go. So we had to live at 501 with the family. And it was a very tough situation. But
But he accepted it.
after a while, like we would be on our way out for an evening. And Dad was a very avid pinochle player, and he had his group of men who played pinochle with him. And on our way out, he'd say, Joe, we want to play some pinochle. Well, Joe wasn't about to turn him down. So there went our evening. And by the time we were there for a while, Joe became, I think he became Dad's favorite son-in-law.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, because so I guess you just have to plug away at things, and I'm not very good at that these days, but I know that's the way you have to do it.